All right, what's going on, guys? I'm back again with a video. This is kind of impromptu. Um, I heard the news at work pretty much a few hours ago about the death of Charley, and supposedly this death happened earlier this month on the 3rd, December 3rd of this month, and it's not said what was the cause of the death. Um, Supposedly, from what I've heard, it was sudden, and it was, there was like no like true like explanation as the cause of the death. But I will say this though, when it comes to Charley, it's no secret that he didn't take good care of himself. He didn't take good care of himself. Many of you have seen his videos, um, where he was constantly, when he was drinking, he was smoking, he was, his room was messy. Like many of you have seen, his videos, and physically, mentally, he wasn't there. You know, he didn't take good care of himself overall. Um, you know, last time I've talked about him, right? Well, the last time we've had a, communication was, what was it, last year, I believe, actually. It was last year, um, where I called him out because he said something when it came to Easter. Um, he said some pretty wild stuff. He said some pretty wild stuff last year, when it came to Easter, when it came to like a bunch of other things, and I was just like mind blown, right? Um, so then he heard about it. He addressed me on Jordan Henry's channel, and Jordan Henry addressed me too. I go in there, and wasn't the best conversation. From where it started, it was pretty much me and Charley and Jordan going back and forth, arguing pretty much about the situation. And at the very end, I'll say that me and Charley, I guess you could say, it's probably not the right word. Um, we came to an understanding, I guess you could say. I did give him advice pretty much, at the end of the video that Jordan Henry did, where I pretty much told him how I truly felt about what he said, you know, when it came down to those stuff. And I pretty much gave him advice to pretty much like, pretty much overall like clean himself up, you know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff that he was saying, and not only the stuff that he was saying, but pretty much, just him overall, like health wise. Um, like you could just tell, like everybody saw, everybody knew, um, that he wasn't looking good. From the beginning, like a few years ago, I guess you could say like at the early 2010s, like Charley, like he was like skinny, he had hair, and like he was like more, you know, I wouldn't say outgoing, but say like I don't know if I could say happier at the time. I don't know, but definitely when years have gone by, like he, even the stuff that he was saying on videos about his life, you know, he would do his wrestling rants, and he would just like go off. He would just completely go off on, wrestling, certain YouTubers, um, and again, like he said some real wild stuff. Not only about wrestlers, about people who watch wrestling and you know things of that nature. Um, which is not that's neither here nor there. But not only physically he wasn't there, but mentally he wasn't there. Mentally he was just and he's even made it to a point on videos where he was you know saying how much he hates his life and how much he just hates everything. Like he just he will make Facebook posts, he'll make videos about about how just how bad he is, just how just how overall how he is, how he was near the end, you know and I've said things, some people from the asylum, Robert's in the chat right now. um he said things towards him too. He said things towards us. We said things towards him. Um, but all that stuff does not matter at this point. The point is, though, is he was not there. When it comes to his health, when it comes to physically, when it comes to mentally, um, it's obvious the guy needed help. He needed a lot of help in his life, and there's so much there's so much as a YouTuber, for people who are friends with other people online who go through the same sort of thing. Not exactly, of course, the same circumstances, but um, people who drink, who smoke, who are addicted to shit like that. Addicts. You know, there's so much for people online. For people like us, there's so much that we can do when it comes to people that we know from online, because we're not there with them 24/7. You know, we're not there to check on them. You know, and Charley, he has his family. Um, I don't know how. Um, what's the words for? I don't know how much he went to his family for help. I don't know, like this. I don't know if he was like distant from his family. Well, I won't say distant from his family, but distant when it comes to how he is mentally, how he is physically. Like I don't know if he went to his family um, for help or whatnot. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna make any judgments on that. I mean, not that I want to make judgments, because obviously he's no longer with us. But he needed serious help, and I don't know if his family was there to try to help him through it. And again, maybe he was distant. Maybe he didn't tell his family what he was going through. He wasn't, you know, forward with his issues as he was on the internet, as he was on the videos that he made. Um, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure like if his family knew. Um, I mean, I'm sure like some of them knew like he had some addictions, but I don't know like if they knew like how bad it was. How bad it was. Um, the problems that he had, and I don't know if he just held all of his emotions to himself. I don't know if that's the case. Um, there was a post. I forgot who it was who sent it. It was sent to me. Um, from one of their family members about how he was as a person, at least to them. How he was. Um, so it's unknown how how he was with them when it came to his issues. But with that being said, I would like to say, my heart goes out and my condolences to the Wolfcale family. Um, I feel sorry for your loss. As much as as many issues that I've had with Charley, um, his family, um, you know, they're his family. So, my condolences to his family, especially his grandmother, that he stayed with, all these years. Um, despite of the relationship they might have had, I'm sure like she still feels terrible about losing her grandson. It's quite sad. It must feel really terrible um, being a grandparent to outlive their grandson or granddaughters. You know that has to be the worst feeling in the world. To feel, just as a an older, you know senior citizen, pretty much, to see your young ones lose their life at such a young age too. Like didn't live till 40. You know, he didn't live till 40. And the thing about it is, I didn't pay much attention to Charley nor near the end. Um, so who knows if he thought to himself, you know, maybe I need to change my ways. Maybe I need to clean myself up. Maybe not drink as much. Maybe not drink and smoke as much. I mean, with addicts, it's hard. You know, yeah, I've have some people in the family that's you know as far as addicts go, and I'm not gonna pass judgment on that per se, but who knows what he was thinking, before his death, that maybe he thought to himself, you know what, I'm a grown man and I need to pretty much change my ways. Because again, look at you could just tell that he didn't like what life was heading, for him. He didn't enjoy um his life. He didn't take care of himself as he should have, you know. And it's sad to know that especially when it comes to his family, that he won't be able to you know change his life around. He won't be given a chance to pretty much change his life around and be a better person, not only as a human being but as far as his health goes. And unfortunately, he won't be able to change his ways um, since he's gone. But it's a real tragedy. It's a real tragedy that the second person, Cody Brainerd was the first one, and now Charlie Ranking. 2 years later, Charlie Ranking has passed. The second person in the YWC, um, to pass away. So that's pretty much what I gotta say about it. Um, Again, my heart goes out. Condolences to Charlie's family. As much as some people in the chat, some people who have made videos are probably sad about this as well. I would hate to be them right now, since they got to hit it the most. They were hit the most with this shit. Um, with his passing. So, but yeah, shout out to the Wolfcale family, um, and hope you make it through. Without your loved one, as years go by. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you later.